was one called Phantom Registrars, Fake Pharmacies, and the Secret Infrastructure. And we worked with host exploit, Jart Arman. He did some excellent research on a particular company called the Trevo Intercage. We supplied a lot of research on S domains, Directly, and this company called Privacy Protect. We found that 48 or more Directly affiliated registrars were shell companies within the US. They had registered in Delaware, and then the publicly disclosed addresses were mail drop addresses in Oregon. When we made this public, Directly freaked out, and they contacted every journalist, every webmaster, every blogger who wrote about this, and they pushed them really, really hard to take down this information. And they actually threatened to sue us too if we didn't take it down. But they had thousands of fake pharmacy and malware sites. I mean, they were just caught red-handed, and they were just doing everything that they possibly could to get us to shut up. What were the results? We finally got them on the phone, and we negotiated with them. Directly dumped a lot of the dirty resellers and their partners. They flushed thousands of sites down the toilet. They cut their ties with certain controversial companies. In this particular case, S domains, their location, their real location was finally revealed. They've been claiming they've been in Delaware for years. They're actually in Eastern Europe. And then the criminal past of their CEO, which will be detailed in another slide. And then just recently, actually Monday, this company, Trevo Intercage, shut down. They disappeared from the net. And that's a good thing, trust me, okay? And then finally, this is my favorite. Directly made this pledge. They jointly call on the internet community to end the fake pharmacy menace. But they need help from everybody else, because obviously the registrars can't do it alone. But we are going to keep them to this promise. And we're going to work through every registrar to make sure they either make the same promise or deny this promise. So we can say who's good and who's bad. Okay? What's really going on here? What's really going on here is that internet criminals have moved from being outside to being part of the infrastructure and becoming real stakeholders. They're registrars, they're resellers, they're ISPs, and they're other players. They're using blogs and press releases to bend reality, to change the story, to make the cops look bad. Bottom line, the drug dealers are becoming a silent hand of internet policy. We all know the drug money's huge, and they've got a huge stake in the internet, and they've got a huge stake in keeping the structure the way it is, because they're making a lot of money doing it, and nobody's paying attention. Criminal registrars specifically, okay? Name juice, this fellow, Peter Curley-Lou, 2002, mail fraud in Canada. 2003, he was ordered to stop using deceptive emails. Dynamic Dolphin, Scott Richter, several different lawsuits, a lot of money involved, all spam related. And then of course just recently S domains. Their CEO, credit card fraud, document forgery, money laundering, okay? These people are the gatekeepers for the internet. They allow sites to become resolved on the internet, and they are criminals. And ICANN holds the key to this. Okay, within their contracts that they have with all these companies, they can dump any of these registrars if there is criminal activity, okay? They haven't done it yet. In theory, the term we've always heard is that the registrars are supposed to be self-policing. Are they policing themselves? Where's the compliance? We finally got an answer specifically about the phantom registrars and the phony locations, the mail drop addresses. Stacy Burnett, their compliance director, made a public statement. ICANN does not require the registrars to publicly disclose their place of incorporation. What? How can that be possible? All right? We're worried about authentication on our own networks. This is the global network. This is the global network. And they're saying that it is not within their policies or mandates to tell anybody where these companies are. More compliance issues. A few years ago, the General Accounting Office issued a major report. Widespread inaccuracies in Whois. Ben Edelman from Harvard University, his testimony before Congress, Whois is largely a fiction, okay? New John did a lot of research in this area, and we found out there is a direct connection between criminal operations and the phony Whois records. Okay? We built a process to verify the Whois records specifically for illicit sites that were advertised through spam, and then filed complaints on them. All right? This resulted in tens of thousands of suspensions. The WDPRS, the Whois Data Problem Report System, it was created by ICANN in 2002. It's 6 years old. They haven't made any changes to it. In the internet world, in the world of software development, 6 years is a long, long time. During this period, the criminals have developed a lot of their own software, which works much faster than ICANN's. All right? Unfortunately, our process has crashed ICANN's WDPRS 8 times since 2007.
What do you mean by that when you say your process is crashing?
It means that their database got overflowed,
So
and it went off.
You're trying to update the database?
Yeah, I'm trying to submit complaints to them, and it just keeps crashing. And unfortunately, when we flew out there in June of 2007,
Due to loading or the max record?
everything. Not enough bandwidth. You know, whatever kind of scripting they're using on the back end is just failing to connect after a while, and then a couple of times their database filled up, and there was just no more room. I mean, it's a weird thing to think that a database is filling up, but. And we flew out there last year to tell them that their system was inadequate, and this was probably going to happen. And they patted us on the back and said, thanks, you know, we'll be in touch. And now they're actively blocking our process, and they refer to it as an attack. Okay? But meanwhile, we're trying to tell you that there are criminals out there who are forging and, you know, corrupting the system. You know, that's what we're trying to do. And unfortunately, we're in a stalemate with them right now. They're not returning phone calls to us or emails. What we want to develop overall with all this is we want to develop a three-prong approach and involve as much of the community, you know, as possible. And that means private and public. We want to fix the broken infrastructure. Okay? That's number one. Okay? We have to make sure that the system that monitors the internet for compliance is working. Okay? And can handle heavy loads, because right now it can't. We want to eradicate the illicit traffic. A lot of people need to step up to the plate and join in on this fight. Okay? The brands need to join in, law enforcement needs to join in, and the internet community needs to join in. And unfortunately, people are not pulling their weight in this area. And I criticize the brands a lot because they're not protecting their own identity. They're allowing things to be sold on the internet with their names on them that are just absolutely disgusting poison, and they're not doing anything about it. We want to collect and use public information, okay? And use is a very, very important word here. When we issued our top 10 worst registrar list, I got a lot of flack from different bloggers and malware researchers. They told us, oh, we knew this already. We knew that certain registrars were corrupt. You know, this is old news. And I said to them, well, what did you ever do with that information? You knew it. What did you ever do about it? You telling me you knew about this since 2002, 2003? And just because you knew about it, that makes it okay? You got to do something with the information. Some of our proposals. We want to recreate the compliance system. We want to create a smart and proactive open compliance system that is accessible to every consumer. Because right now, it is impossible for the consumer to figure out where to complain about viruses or illicit sites. They have no clue, okay? Just like along with Directy, we're calling on the internet community to get rid of the fake pharmacies because that's a huge part of the problem, okay? And one of the things that we really want to do that might turn things around is we want to create